Have you ever wondered what one of Europe's most beautiful capitals looked like over 2 centuries ago? At this point, they were still separate entities, each with its own unique character, long before they officially merged to become the Budapest we know and love today. Using historical records, maps, and cutting-edge AI, we've reconstructed this bygone era to give you an unprecedented glimpse into daily life. It was a bustling complex of royal residences, government offices, and military barracks. Imagine horse-drawn carriages clattering over cobblestone streets, delivering officials and dignitaries to the seat of power. From the castle walls, the view was spectacular. Below, the rooftops of the Visavarros, or Watertown, stretched along the riverbank, a dense neighborhood of craftsmen and merchants. The air would have been filled with the sounds of blacksmiths' hammers, the chatter of market vendors, and the tolling of church bells from magnificent structures like the Matthias Church, which already had a long and storied history. Life in Buda was structured and hierarchical. Royal guards in crisp uniforms patrolled the castle district, their presence a constant reminder of the Habsburg authority. Noblemen in fine coats and powdered wigs would stroll through the elegant squares, discussing politics and business, while clergymen went about their duties in the numerous churches and monasteries. Now, let's cross the river. But wait, there's no chain bridge yet. That iconic landmark wouldn't be built for another half-century. So, how did people get across? The primary method was a pontoon bridge, a floating structure made of boats linked together. It was a marvel of engineering for its time, but it had to be dismantled every winter when the Danube froze over to prevent it from being destroyed by ice flows. During those cold months, crossing the river was a treacherous affair, often done on foot or by sleigh over the thick ice. Imagine the bustling scene at the bridgehead, carts laden with goods, pedestrians hurrying across, and boatmen navigating the powerful currents. Welcome to Pest. If Buda was the stately, old-world heart, Pest was the dynamic, forward-looking commercial engine. Located on a flat plain, Pest was expanding rapidly. It was a hub of trade, industry, and burgeoning intellectual life. The city was protected by a wall, but it was already bursting at the seams. New districts were being planned and laid out in a grid system, a sign of the modern urban planning that would define its future. The streets of Pest were a vibrant tapestry of human activity. Merchants from all over the empire and beyond gathered here. The central market was a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and smells. Farmers from the Great Hungarian Plain brought their produce, grains, livestock, and wine to be sold. Craftsmen displayed their wares, from intricate leatherwork to sturdy pottery. Let's walk down Váci UTCA, even then a principal thoroughfare. The architecture was a mix of late Baroque and early neoclassical styles, giving the city a fresh, elegant look. Grand new buildings were under construction, reflecting the city's growing prosperity and ambition. Unlike the hilly, winding streets of Buda, Pest was flat and organized. This made it the perfect place for commerce to thrive. Warehouses lined the riverbank, where goods were loaded and unloaded from barges that plied the Danube, connecting Hungary to Vienna and the Black Sea. The river was the city's lifeblood, a superhighway for trade and communication. Intellectual life was also flourishing in Pest. Coffee houses were becoming popular gathering spots for writers, poets, and thinkers. Here, amidst the aroma of coffee and the haze of pipe smoke, the ideas of the Enlightenment were debated, and the seeds of Hungarian nationalism were sown. In science, attracting scholars and students who would shape the nation's future. Daily life for an average citizen was dictated by the rising and setting of the sun. A baker would be up long before dawn, his ovens glowing in the dark. A shopkeeper would open his shutters at sunrise, arranging his goods to attract the first customers of the day. A ferryman on the Danube would navigate his boat with skill, his livelihood dependent on the river's whims. Evenings brought a different kind of life. The streets, lit only by a few oil lamps and the light spilling from windows, would grow quieter. Wealthier citizens might attend a play at one of the city's early theatres or enjoy a private concert in a grand salon. A visit to a local tavern for a glass of wine and some camaraderie, or simply a well-deserved rest after a long day of labour. This was a world on the cusp of immense change. The Napoleonic Wars were raging across Europe, and their effects were felt even here. The ideals of liberty and nationhood were beginning to take root, setting the stage for the Hungarian reform era and the 1848 revolution that would follow decades later. Looking at these reconstructed scenes, it's incredible to think how much has changed, and yet how much remains. The river still flows, Castle Hill still stands proud, and the spirit of ambition that defined Pest in 1800 continues to drive the city forward. The twin cities of Buda and Pest were two halves of a whole, one representing history and authority, the other commerce and progress. Their eventual union was not just a political decision but the natural culmination of their shared destiny on the banks of the mighty Danube. Exploring the past like this helps us appreciate the present even more. The grand boulevards, the magnificent bridges, and the vibrant culture of modern Budapest all have their roots in this fascinating period. It is a testament to the resilience and enduring spirit of a city that has been shaped by empires, revolutions, and the tireless work of its people. Thank you for joining us on this journey back to 1800. It is a reminder that every street and every stone in a city like Budapest has a story to tell. What part of this history did you find most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical reconstructions. See you in the next one.